this is Diana, and welcome to my studio. And if you like mixed media, art journaling, acrylic painting, and more artsy stuff, then this channel is for you. Keep watching. So I am using the symmetrical tool right now in the app, a very excellent app called Procreate, which is the best app you could use on an iPad, and I am drawing on my iPad right now. So if you can see, the way I'm drawing, it's completely symmetrical, and you can do it symmetrically vertical or horizontal. And right there where I draw the iris, I am not in symmetrical mode there. Or, oh yes, I switched it to vertical mode. Vertical symmetry, right? And because you can switch it to horizontal symmetry, vertical symmetry, radial symmetry. If you're new here, please click the subscribe button and hit the bell for future notifications of future videos. So I'm drawing an eye on my iPad, and I have to say that because I wanted to talk a little bit about my vision disability, and but I have done tons of art on the iPad, and the iPad really makes creating, drawing, and painting a lot easier for me because I can zoom up, and later on I'll show you different places where you can zoom up, so then I do not need my magnifying glass to see anything. I can zoom things up to make them as big as I need, and so that's one reason why I'm creating the eye today. And then I also wanted to talk a little bit about how the excellent, see there I zoomed it up. And so now I can see all that up close. I'm drawing lines in the iris of the eye, and because I've zoomed it up, I can see it a lot better. And the symmetry tool really helps a lot. And there I zoomed it up a whole lot. So that's what helps me with having a vision disability. Working on the iPad, I've created tons of art on my iPad, and that's basically one reason why. Except for the other reasons that I do not have a dedicated space for making art, and so it's a multi-purpose room that I use for my artwork when I create art, and I have to haul out my art supplies and put them away again. So when I don't feel like doing that, I often create art on my iPad. It's an iPad Pro. And I do have an Apple Pencil, but in this case I'm not using the Apple Pencil. So yes, I do have a vision disability that started several years ago. I have not had it my whole life. I had normal vision for most of my life, and then a hereditary genetic. It's genetic and it's hereditary. Both my parents had to have recessive genes to give me this extremely rare retinal disease, and there's no treatment and there's no cure, even though my doctors do say gene therapy is on the horizon. And I just wanted to say that when somebody is legally blind, which I am, most people don't understand legal blindness does not mean you're totally blind. Legal blindness starts at 2200 vision, And then there all the way down to total blindness, and there's all kinds of levels in between 2200 vision and total blindness. Many levels in between that. And I'm very fortunate that my retinal disease will not lead to total blindness. My vision will stay stable as it is. So I'm very grateful for that. So that's the color picker, and you can see how just all different ranges of color the color values and the saturation that you can get. But I love creating on my iPad. It's so portable. When I used to have to commute many hours, when I used to have to commute many days on a train to and from work, using my iPad, I use my iPad for everything, like doing work, catching up on work, doing artwork, checking my email, catching up on the news, listening to music. I mean, I practically live on my iPad. And like I said before, if I don't feel like, since I don't have a dedicated space for creating art, if I don't feel like hauling out and then putting away all the art supplies, creating on my iPad is the next best thing. And I do have a playlist that I will put on here. I do have a playlist. I'm going to put it in the iCard, and you'll see it in the top right corner. It's going to pop out. I do have a playlist of all kinds of art that I've created on my iPad over the past couple of years while I've been on YouTube and have recorded it all. So I'm in the home stretch right now of adding the eyelashes. Is almost the next to last step. And there's all kinds of digital brushes and pencils and tools and pattern makers, like tools that make patterns. This particular one makes pointy lines. If you can see that with the eyelashes, how they're pointy. It's a particular pen tool that makes the lines pointy like that. So yes, throughout this video, I do put up a lot of iCards in the top right corner. You'll see them pop out. And I hope you do check out my playlists. The playlists are made up of many videos put together under the same theme. And you can just watch one right after the other. So I'm trying to put a shadow in the top of the eye because the white of the eye is not really completely white. So I am putting a shadow right now on the top part of the eye. And then you'll see I'm going to color in that white of the eye because it's really not completely white. Right, that like the tear duct part of the eye is pinkish red. But I have a motto that I actually came up with because of living with my disability. I mean, I have a quote that I have come up with, and it's also a motto that you do not need to see 20/20 to have artistic vision. So you do not need to have perfect vision to be an artist. And a lot of people just have this misconception that you do, and you actually don't. And then there's many famous artists like Monet, who was losing his vision at the end of his life, and he just kept creating, even though he kept creating up until the end of his life, even when his vision he had a lot of vision loss. And that's just one example. There's many artists through history of art. And Beethoven, okay, I think it was pretty much Beethoven, he became totally deaf and was still writing music when he was deaf because he could hear the music in his head, which is unbelievable. He could hear the music in his head and still could create music. And there I'm adding highlight to just that one part of the eyelid. And I've created shadows all around the eye for the skin tones. And we're coming near to the end. And I just want to say, please watch. I've flashed a lot of eye cards at the top of the screen, and 5 in total. Please check out my other videos after this one. If you want to see more of my digital painting, which that's what this is, digital painting, iPad digital painting, check out my playlist for that. Or if you want to see my most popular uploads, check out my playlist for that. I'll link that up. So thank you so much for watching, and please check out some of my other videos that are linked right here in this end screen.